Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Aaron Prince, and thank you for checking into this video. So, a couple days ago, I published a video on me using Paperclip, and the response has been quite overwhelming, to the point where right now I'm a consultant using Paperclip and teaching others how to use paperclips in their business, or not paperclips, but Paperclip in their business. Which has led me to this point now where in the previous video, I sort of started, midway. I already had my traffic exchange script, company, my business set up in there, and that is now actually running on autopilot. I'm actually setting up the second one, as you can see, in the Paperclip screen, on my computer right now. And, I'm actually, about to start a third company because why not? We came up with a cool idea together with my wife Sharon and my father-in-law, and all I have right now is I created the company folder similar to what I did in the explanation for the traffic exchange script. If you want to know how I set that up in the core, right, go watch that video. It's probably linked somewhere below or here on screen. I'm not that big of a YouTuber yet. I've created the load checker company. In there, we have the documentation with 3 folders at this time. It has the design system, a landing page, a PRD, which basically contains all of the company information, the project information. If we open it, it is in Dutch. If you are Dutch, then you can read this. If not, tough luck. But I can explain to you what's in here. It's the overview of what the product is, who the target users are, the actual product that I want to build. Let me see, the theme that we need to build, the whole integration for WooCommerce, for payments, the application that powers whatever the product is that this is, the data models, the WordPress themes that works with the plugin for the whole front end, and then the back end is where the service actually is created. Emails, legal stuff, design and UX. I've created a design system so that the whole company, the Paperclip, has sort of my vision of what I want for this business. So with that done, it is time to add it to the Paperclip dashboard. All right. So that's why I wanted to start here, where we are now. So I'm going to click the plus button, and I'm going to call it, I believe I registered a domain name for it, which is called this. And this is basically an EV charging calculator, PDF generation service, where it checks if the electrical system in a residential house is ready for an EV charger. And the company goal is, and I have to do this in Dutch because I want to run this whole business in Dutch. But of course, for you would be doing this in English. So let me give me a couple seconds to switch here. What is the company trying to achieve? Sell. Okay, let me see. Oh, this is difficult. Well, you know what? Let's be even lazier. I'm gonna add this and this in here, and I'm gonna say I need. Let's just write this in English. A 4-sentence goal description of this business in Dutch, please. How easy is that? So that's something that I tried to convey in the previous video, and I'll do here as well. Be as lazy as possible. Just think first, hey, can Claude do this? Or can Codex do this? Whatever AI model that you use. And it probably is going to come up with a better answer anyways, than what we have here. The domain name actually is this. So I'm even that lazy, and I'm going to have it update that. I should have just copied it. But anyways, we're going to copy that, put it in here, and ta-da. We're going to do the CEO. I'm going to do Claude. I am going to, can we do this here? No. So I'm going to have to do, let's rename this really quick. So this is the folder that I work in for Paperclip. Here is my custom Paperclip installation. As you might have noticed, I have built a Mac app that's native for Paperclip, which hopefully sometime soon will be added to Paperclip itself. If you want this per se, go to my GitHub/AaronPrince/Paperclip. You can, it's on there, so you can just download that if you know what to do and you can use it. Do note that I have a heavily customized installation of Paperclip, so be aware of that. So CEO, I renamed this. I need click option. As you can see here, if I click option on my keyboard, I can actually copy the path name. I didn't find this out. Click choose. You can see this per your operating system, how to get the full path, like so. And actually, the model Sonnet is good enough to run entire businesses. I've found. So let me do the quick adapter check, which should check out correctly. Let me see what the other business is doing on the other screen. That's fine. All right, cool. We're going to go to next. Create my CEO heartbeat. That is the first task title that Paperclip creates for you. So what I'm going to do, and I've been doing this for the other two companies as well, being the lazy guy that I am, I'm going to copy the description, and here is my original heartbeat prompt/issue for my AI powered agent powered company. Please adjust this fully for my Duitsland check, home loading check company, and convert that into Dutch, as I want the CEO to be Dutch. Because I want all this work to happen in Dutch, because AI can do that in any language. I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I've already seen some people do it in Chinese or some Asian language. That was fascinating to me as well. So let me fetch the first. So it's going to do that. It's going to do the structure. It actually found Paperclip through GitHub, through my original conversations, and here through the link, of course. Because it says download that CEO persona and then adjust that. So it's actually going to do that now. It is going to give me that like so. Give that a second. Configure yourself completely is what it's saying. It's basically saying the default text that we copied here, but it adjusts, first of all, in Dutch, and then second, it converts it to Dutch, and it preps for context, right? What I should also say and want to include, that in the main working folder, there is a /docs folder that the CEO needs to read through and build its memory and heartbeat on, as that is what is it? How am I going to explain that? The entire company in the PRD file and analysis, and then the HTML for the design and the website. The PRD also contains the product that needs to be built. So in this first task, please instruct the CEO to set up the main company structure, and to start executing on the PRD and vision of the founder. All right, cool. So once this is done, I'm just going to chuck that straight into Paperclip. And then we're going to see what it does. And based on what it does, we're going to see it build out. There's a couple little tips and tricks that I'm going to use myself from the initial video. All right. Here we have that. There we go. There we go. So we're going to copy that, chuck that in, click next. It's all checked, open issue. And that is it for now. Right now, I'll put this in full screen, but we need to wait for this first run to complete. A file does not exist. It's always interesting. Let's see what the runs do. Memory. Okay, yeah, those don't exist yet, so that needs to be created. So we're going to give this a bit, then I'll come back and we'll go from there. All right, so a couple minutes have passed, and it's still in the initial run. And what I did was something pretty interesting. I went into the run, which I always recommend you do if you look into this, because it's super fascinating to see the train of thought of the AI agent. So right now it's just loading in all of the information that we need and that it needs. Paperclip is the control, so it understands, right? Now I understand the full picture. Paperclip is a control plane for AI agent companies, and Tazlacek company is the company being managed by Paperclip. I'm acting as the CEO agent for that company, which is building Lacek.nl, which is not, we need to. So I'm already catching an issue that we're going to run into because that is not the domain name that we've actually registered. So let me check if there's something running in Paperclip, yada, yada, yada. And I found, now I have a clear picture. I'm the CEO, Lacek, create your heartbeat, yada, yada, yada. Let me see if I scroll down a little bit further because I found something interesting, a train of thought. Here we go. This was it. Good. I have the heartbeat, yada, yada, yada from GitHub. Now let me create, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I also need to create agents markdown since the model declined to reproduce it. I'll just create a CEO agent that fits a, so it just does that on its own. And it says create the agent files. So it's going to pre-write all of the agent files, apparently. Create memory files. It's going to create a roadmap, right, based on the PRD, the product requirement document that I built. Create the founding engineer agents, mark the issue as done. I'll work through these in parallel. So it just now starts out completely writing everything that it needs to run the entire business already. It dives in head first, so to speak. So that's super fascinating. So what I'll do is I'll pause this video again, and when something cool comes up, I will check back in with you and show you what's going on. All right, so as promised, here I am. A couple minutes later, CEO completely set up and operational. CEO agent configured, agent's heartbeat, sold, tools, all documents read and processed into company's memory. Created the company structure, hired the founding engineer, 5 sprint 1 issues for the founding engineer, which I don't agree with. Product roadmap, phase 0 to 5 documents, sprint 1 backlog with concrete tasks. And then it basically assigned everything to the founding engineer, which sort of defeats the purpose of a company because then you're still waiting for that one agent to complete that one agent's work. So once the current run, which it already triggered itself in its own next run, I am actually going to pause the engineer here so that it doesn't start. But let's see. Any issues already done, yada, yada, yada. Brief the founding engineer. No issues assigned to me. Good. I should think more carefully. Issues are in the backlog state for them to start working. All right. Well, as said, this was the update for now. Pausing again. We'll check back in with you in a sec. All right. I almost skipped over this. I actually quit. I stopped the run because it was going in a loop because I paused the engineer. So I canceled your run because we need to hire the correct people to handle these issues. We need a WordPress theme developer. We need a WordPress plugin developer. The founding engineer can handle the Node.js work. And let's see. We need a CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, designer, content writer to work with CMO, SEO specialist, etc., etc. I don't want to be involved in this too long. Based on the, and then let's go to the file structure really quick. As you can see, it already apparently created some stuff here. Based on the PRD. Analyze that again and hire whoever is needed to quickly, well, not so quickly, but is needed to build and create this company in a team. From the previous video, here's a hint. Ensure each team member has a team roster in their heartbeats. So they know of each other's existence and can work with each other. Look at the org structure as well and assign the org tree appropriately in terms of chain of command. So that ensures that they, all work together. But right now, let me comment this, and that'll start a new run. But what it tends to do is not be the CEO, but be the CEO and executor, right? And because we explicitly instructed it to hire the founding engineer, it does, but it's sort of hesitant. I felt so far for hiring other agents. So I'm directly instructing the CEO now to do that, and then to delegate the work to that army of agents, so that the work is created quickly and simultaneously where possible through the issues, rather than us having to wait for every single thing to be completed, because it just takes too long. And I've also found that what I do by now is I send a daily email to the CEO, because I'm connecting email to them. And I just send an email in the morning. Good morning. Here's the task list for today. And I check the work that was done the day before. And then I write the email, and they just start training on that. And then all of a sudden I get an email back. Hey, Aaron, everything's done. Or, I'm missing something. Can you provide me access to this, or show me that, or check this and that? And then, that's how it sort of works as the founder and the delegation bit of it. So yeah, we're going to have to wait for this run to complete again, and we'll go from there. So trying to be transparent here I am again. It didn't pick up the comment that I wrote. So what I'm going to do is I stopped the run again, because it commented that the whole setup was completed. Now we're going to start the stuff. I'm like, nope, you still didn't do what I asked. So, further instructions before starting. I'm assigning it to the CEO. I copied the comment because I'm not going to type it all again. But I canceled your run because you will need to handle these issues rather than how you left THU 1 and mark it as complete. So I'm now going to move that comment into a new issue. Refer to THU1, which is the initial issue that we created. It already created some things, but not right. It's not how I want it to be yet. So yeah. So rather than going back and forth on this, I think I'm going to wrap up. But this is sort of how I set up a company in the beginning. Now, this is a lot of back and forth, right? It takes time. It's not really that easy. But you, in your head, you have to have some type of vision, right? If you don't know what you want to do, if you don't have a PRD, et cetera, that's the stuff that you need, before you start doing this. And then you have to work through that in order to make that work, right? You need to sync everything. You need to oversee everything. And ensure that everything runs the way you want it to. And the day or two that you spend on setting this up really pays off in the long run, because the other two projects that you see in the sidebar right now, they're just running on autopilot. I don't need to do anything. If you want a quick update on, which I think is always really cool, the traffic exchange script, the first traffic is actually coming in. If we go to rank math for SEO, you go to analytics, we can actually see not a lot, right? It's not like mind-boggling or mind-blowing, but because we've spent a couple of days setting it all up, and the agents have access to this, right? So they can see and take action on what is actually happening. There's actually traffic coming in. There's clicks coming in. Let's do some keyword rank tracker. Where are we? Here we go. There's some impressions. There's some, it's not a lot yet, but it's going to be, we're in this is the second week of this whole thing running. So first week, it built the whole site and did everything as you saw in the previous video I uploaded. And now this is fully running on autopilot. And all I do on a daily basis is I just turn it on and check it a little bit. So yeah, this is a little update on Paperclip, the second video in the series. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you need help setting this up for your company, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to work with you and see how we can deploy a Paperclip in your company. That's it for now. Aaron Prince checking out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.